All right, people, so check it out. I'm starting to see more and more of you guys send me articles like this speaking about market crashes, time bombs, and prices moving lower. And listen, that just serves as a reminder for me to come on here and let you guys know that yes, when prices are moving higher in the markets, you can make money, but also when we start to see prices fall, that's an incredible time for you guys to also make money in the markets. And we do that through the options market, people. So regardless what the markets throw at us, we stay winning. And speaking of winning, people, it's Sunday, and you guys know that is our favorite day of the week around here. Why? Because it's my time to get you guys prepared to get to the bag this week coming up in the markets. Now, speaking of options markets, I want to let you guys know what it looks like when you take advantage of it. Come take a look. Let's just go down memory lane, because you guys can see in January we'd ran it up $200,000 in profit. Come April, we were standing at $600,000 in profit. And if we fast forward to the present day, you guys can see we are now at $1.248 million in options profit, people. So listen, I want to start seeing you guys share the same success as soon as Monday lands. And the best way for me to help you guys do that is for me to take you guys behind the scenes on all of the recent trades that have contributed to the profits that you guys are seeing right here. And listen, people, I'm in a good mood. So what I'm also going to do is share with you guys a play that you guys can take advantage of next week in the markets and use the teachings and lessons from my past trades that have contributed to the returns that we have made this year so far. So listen, people, I want you guys to stay tuned in this one because I've got a great one for you guys coming up, right? But with that being said, I want you guys to take a look, because the last trade that myself and the team took an option play on was this very name right here. You guys could see this is one of our channel favorites around here. As a matter of fact, this is a name familiar to everyone because this is a name in our 100k challenge. But as well as running it up in the stock market, we have most certainly run this name up in the options market as well. Take a look. Last time we ran the play on this very name, which was a couple of days ago, I walked away with $13,000 in profit. And listen, people, whenever I pull up to the options market, the whole team is there with me. The whole army is by my side, running it up with me as well. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the link down below, join the team, all right? Because listen, we're taking this momentum right through to the end of the year. So even if you are brand new to the game, we're gonna get you guys familiar and get you guys running up with us as well. I want to show you guys and take you guys behind the scenes on what helped us win this option play right here. And this is a tactic called extending the expiration date, right? So take a look. When you guys arrive at the option chain, you guys are going to have a lot of different options you can select from, okay? And one of those is the dates. And you guys can see these options expire right throughout the month of October. Now the date selection is key because it's going to have a big implication on your option performance. But listen, the secret to the game, all right, is to extend out your option expiration date. Because if you look at the October 3rd options, right, you guys can see the 99 strikes, these are going for 150. If you take a look at the October 10th, you guys can see these same 99s, they're going for 240. So even though when you extend out the date of your option, the price of the contract increases maybe by $50, $70, $100, right? Even though you got to pay more, guys, listen, this will allow you guys to make way more money in the options market. Why? Because you're buying time. You're buying the potential of the option, the stock moving and progressing towards your targets, people. So even though you got to spend a little bit more on the front end, you are paid dividends on the back end, people. So listen, I want you guys, as soon as we land next week, to start using this tactic out there in the markets of extending the expiration date. And I want you guys to stay locked into this one, because remember, the end of this video, I'm going to share with you guys a play that you guys can go ahead and implement this very tactic on to get to the bag this week coming up in the markets, people. Now, listen, because the play before the Uber play was none other than another Uber play. Yes, you heard it right. All right, so we went back to back, went for that 2p action on Uber. Okay, let me show you guys what it looked like when we ran the option play on Uber the time before, at the beginning of September, right? That last option play, that was a couple of days ago, but we also ran the Uber play at the beginning of September. Take a look, people. We'd ran it up over 100%, netting $64,000, people. Listen, this was a big trade for the team. Sensational profits all round. And that leads me to letting you guys know this game's all about rinsing and repeating. All right, people. What we do and what you want to do is find a select pool of names, get very familiar with them, understand how they move, how they react, how they respond. And that is going to give you a leading edge above the market, so that when it's time to get into the play, when it's time to do the business in the options market on that name, you're going to have so much intel and so much understanding that your consistency just goes through the roof, right? And that is what we do around here. We love rinsing and repeating for that very reason. So listen, as we get ready to jump into a brand new week in the markets, all right, start to try to get familiar with a small set of names and focus on rinsing and repeating. It's going to do you guys wonders, all right? And again, you guys stay locked into the end of this video, because I'm going to share it, play with you guys, that you guys can go ahead and start implementing these tips and tricks I'm sharing with you guys in this video. All right. Now, before the Uber play, all right, before we went back to back action on Uber, we ran the option play on Hood. This is again is another familiar name to us around here, and another name that we love to run the option play on. Take a look, because the last time we ran the option play on Hood, you guys can see we ran up 52%, netting $24,000 in profit on the name. All right. So again, another incredible play that's contributed to our success and my team's success this year. Now, here's the thing. I want to take you guys behind the scenes on this one and teach you the tactic and trick that we ran to go ahead and generate these types of returns. And it is called pushing out the strike price. Yes, people. This is a tactic that you want to use from time to time to boost your returns in the play. If I just show you an option chain, you guys can see this Uber option chain right here. Look at the strike price. We've got 90, 98, 99, 100. In the case of Hood, all right, Hood's ADR, that's his average daily range. That's how much it moves in a day, is around 7. Okay. Whereas if you compare that to other names, they're much lower. They might be at 1, they might be at 2, they might be at 3. Those names that have a high ADR, meaning that they give action on a daily basis, they have massive jumps on a daily basis, they give the opportunity for you guys to extend out the strike price. Okay. Now, if you extend out the strike price, what that does is it means that it gives you opportunity to get into an option play at a much cheaper price point. Okay, if you take a look at these Uber options, you guys can see the 98 strikes, they're 202, the 100 are $115. By pushing out the strike price, it means that on the front end, the option is cheaper, but on the back end, as the play moves to your expected targets, the returns are just much higher. Now, this is a tactic that you don't run on every single play, people, right? Don't want you running this tactic right here on every single play. I want you running it in select instances where you have a strong ADR, okay? Because that means that play gives action, and it means it gives you the opportunity to push out the strike price. And again, you guys stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm going to share with you guys a play next week in the markets that you can run this very tactic on. All right, the last play before Hood was none other than this very name right here. That is Alphabet. Okay, another familiar name to us around here, another name that is a strong participant of our 100k challenge, but is a name that we love to run options on as well. And let me show you guys what it looked like the last time we pulled up to the options market with Alphabet. You guys can see we ran it up 167% in the name. Again, another sensational play for myself and the team. All right, and we can't wait to run the next one on this one. So if you haven't already, make sure you are in the team, people, because we are getting ready to run another play on this name very, very soon. I want to share with you guys the tactic that allowed us to generate these types of returns in the name. And that is staying true to our targets, people. Whenever you enter into an option play, you always have an exit target. So that means that you always have a game plan to follow. Okay. Those of you guys who are out there solo trying to make it in the options market, all right, you guys have probably never thought of having an exit target before. All right, we always have an exit target of where we expect the play to be, and when it hits that target, we are out of the play and then on to the next one. Staying true to the targets mean, regardless what the markets throw out at us, regardless of what happens, you want to stay in the play as it progresses to the target, right? And in this very name, the market threw out all sorts of articles. The market went silent for a couple of days, and as it did, it meant that it chipped away at the option value. But all we did was stay 10 toes down, and you guys can see it delivered phenomenal returns and phenomenal profits as a result. Okay, so people out there in the markets, as we get ready for another week, stay true to your target, stay 10 toes down in the play, and don't get shaken out regardless of what they throw out at you. All right, as promised, I said I was going to share with you guys a name that you guys can get busy with next week in the markets and implement all of these teachings that you guys have learned today. Check it out. We have none other than Mara. Now, this very name is a name that we are looking to do the business on this week in the markets, in the options game. Okay, this is a name that we can run to the upside, a name that we can run to the downside. So this is a name that's going to give two-way action. That's why, again, it's important for you guys to make sure you're with the team so you know what we are looking to do in this very name right here. Okay, and again, I've given you guys lots of behind the scenes action on an accumulation of plays that has generated well over $120,000 in profit. So you guys go ahead, use these teachings, use it to your advantage. You guys can see how it's going to massively boost your performance and massively boost the amount that you guys are pulling in from the options market. And I can't wait to start seeing you guys' success and celebrating with all of you guys. All right, so that has been the video for today, and I'll see all of you guys on the next one.